Yes, please do. Instructions for number 4. Thank you.
Sure, teacher. Write new sentences with similar meanings. Begin with the word or words given. For example, number 1, it's only because he's a professor that anybody pays
Hey,
any attention to him. If it wasn't for the fact that he is a professor, nobody would pay any attention to him.
horrible thing.
Okay.
Remember, you can say if it wasn't or if it weren't to emphasize the unreal situation, the unreal meaning of your sentence. So if it wasn't for my students, I wouldn't be able to leave because they are the ones who pay. Uh-huh. Nah,
You're so sweet, teacher.
okay. Well, so we have number 2. Let's try one of you who did it. So Eric, can you read number 2, please?
I didn't do my homework, but I will improvise.
Okay.
His happiness,
Happiness?
happiness would have been complete except for his
Anxiety.
anxiety over Bridget.
Don't,
His happiness would
don't obsess with a person. Don't get obsessed with a person. This is what happens. Okay, any version that you can give me. Let's start with you, Ere, if you want to try. Let me share the whiteboard so we can see it. If it, how can you say that?
If I can you I can't see
the sentence. Okay, let me
the
check.
sentence. Yes.
Again the sentence. Let me check here. Where is it? Can you see it now?
Yes. His happiness would have been complete except for his anxiety over Bridget. I don't know. If it were for his anxiety over Bridget.
Let me write it. If it weren't,
okay, or yeah, if it weren't for his anxiety of Bridget.
Or his anxiety for Bridget.
Bridget. His happiness would have been complete.
Excellent. Good. Yes, you see, these kind of obsessions are not good. I leave it for, well, I think everybody has lived these kind of things. So if it weren't for his anxiety for Bridget, his happiness would have been complete. I agree. It sounds logical. Another option, no?
No.
Well, what about you guys? Any other option that you could give us?
Maybe only changing the part of his happiness would be complete.
Would be complete. Okay, it can be if you want to refer to the past or to the present. So if you're referring about the present, so if it was for his anxiety for Bridget, his happiness would be complete in present. would have been complete in past. Okay.
Yeah.
Just remember in the exam, especially in part 4, reading and use of English part 4, in keyword transformation, it is important to define this, very important. And this expression is commonly used in word transformation. Don't worry, we are going to check exercise. So you just have to pay attention that you are respecting the meaning of the first sentence. So if the first sentence is in past, you write it in past. If the first sentence is in present, you write it in present. Okay?
I mean, you were asking for another option, but of course you are recommending that you should respect the first
meaning.
Well, or the structure of the first sentence, right?
In this case,
although you could change it, although it's possible to have another options, it's better if you respect the structure of the given one.
Here in the example, in the book, in the part of the presentation that we have here, it is not really specific about the fact of this being in the past or in the present. It is just they make just this general sentence. His happiness would have been complete except for his anxiety over Bridget. I think they are specific. It is in past. Just here.
Okay.
So because it says would have been complete in the past.
Okay.
Maybe it remains the same until the present, but we don't know yet. Well, with the information we have, we don't know. Okay? Well, the number 3. Hello, Alvaro.
Hello, teacher.
Hello. Who else is there? Alex. Good night, Mr. Alex.
Good
my
night,
favorite
teacher.
boy.
Good evening.
One of my favorite boys in the world. Hello. And of course, my favorite girl in the universe, Gabby. Hello.
Hi, teacher.
Hi. You see, even your voice is like, she's happy today.
Thank you, teacher.
Well, Gabby, can you try number 3? Please.
Yes, teacher.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. If it hadn't been for the weather, we would have gone.
Can you first read the original sentence and then we
Yes, the weather was terrible. Otherwise, we would have gone walking this weekend. If it had not been for the weather, we would have gone.
Well, you can also use the contractions. If it hadn't been, or if it had not been for the weather, yes.
Give me a second.
We
would gone walking.
We would have been gone if we would have been walking. Let's check it. We would have gone walking.
Okay. We would have gone walking. Yes.
Excellent. Yes. Not so difficult. Yeah. So if it had not been for the weather, we would have gone walking. As you can see, well, we also need a comma after weather. So let me write it here. We would have gone walking. So as you can see, it can also be in past if it had not been, and in negative. also in negative. If it hadn't been, or if it had not been the complete sentence. Okay, another version. Who says me?
Me,
No?
teacher.
Okay, Rebe.
Me. I wrote, if it had been nice weather this weekend, we would have gone walking.
Okay, again. If it
Had been nice weather,
had been nice. Well, it can be.
we would
Come.
have gone.
Okay. Yeah. Blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. The second part, what means is that the second part is the same. I think you are right. This sentence is totally right, Rebe. The thing is that it is not precisely the how do you say this? The structure that we are checking. It is a second conditional, yes, of course it is. Just it is a little bit different. So in the first
Okay.
one, it's not been for the weather. We also have this kind of structure in Spanish. If it hadn't been for my teacher, if it hadn't been for my family, as we say, si no hubiera sido por. But in this case, the second conditional that you are writing, although it is correct, it is a little bit different. Because it is not exactly the same structure, but it is also correct. If it had been nice weather, the monkeys and I would have gone out.
And for example, in the exam, it would be correct to use something like that, or it changed the meaning.
If you change the meaning and you are not respecting the meaning, maybe they are not going to accept it as correct.
But for example, in this example, what
The meaning
was
is quite the same. Quite the same.
so it would be correct.
If you respect, see, if grammar is correct and the meaning of the two sentences is correct, and also you didn't overpass the number of words. You remember that you have 6 words. The limit is 6 words. Sorry, 6. I think I would give it as correct. I don't
Okay.
know them, but I would give it as correct. Okay. Well, then next one. This is for Alex. Thank you. Number 4.
Yeah, but please, could you go to the previous slide so I can see the message?
Am I sharing what the
The sentences
yes,
we wrote.
yes, you are right. Give me a second. This one.
Yes. So
Sorry.
is it number 5?
Number 5. No, number 4.
Well, the strike will probably still be going on if the strike will probably still be going on if the government hadn't intervened.
Intervene. It happened with Mexicana. The
Yeah.
the airline. So it applies exactly like this. The strike would probably still be going on if the government hadn't intervened. So you need to change it in a way that you start with this phrase, where it. It is something that we call inversions. And we check some examples,
Yeah.
but not, to be honest, here.
Yeah, but in this case, they are just changing if for where.
For where.
Where
You
it.
have to start with it.
But please, could you go to the previous slide?
Sorry.
To the presentation, please.
To the presentation. Yes, yes.
I guess is where it.
Were it.
The strike still be going on?
Were it what?
Were it the strike still be going on?
But you after were it, you need to mention who was
The
the
result?
no, who was the person or the cause of this thing to happen.
Okay, were it the
Uh-huh.
government?
Were it not been in negative. Were it not, sorry, were it not, or was it not?
For
For
the government?
were it not for the government, comma,
The strike
the strike,
good still going on.
will still go on. Go on. So you can say,
Why it isn't not it is not possible to use going in that case?
in this case, no, because go on. We have the auxiliary. Good
Yeah.
still go on. So
Thanks, teacher.
this good, this verb has to follow the grammar of the auxiliary good. So the next verb is in simple form.
Thanks.
So were it not for the government, the strike would still go on. Were it not for your help, guys, I could be very tired. Or imagine I told you, you know what, guys, I am going to paint my apartment, and you are very nice, all of you, and you say, teacher, I can help you if you want. And I say, yes, thank you. And some of you come and you help me. So I could say very formally, were it not for your help, I would still be pained, or I would be very tired. So you can use it, were it not for you also, or was it not for you? This is even more formal. And even, I would say, a little bit literary. Were it not for her kisses, he wouldn't be alive. Oh, teacher. Are you romantic? Yes. Were it not for your kisses, I would be dead. So this is very formal. You see? Romantic or what? Well, then let's continue with number, I don't know. Number 6. No, number 5. Alvaro, do you want to try with number 5?
Yes. Okay, number 5. The fight could have got out of hand if the police hadn't arrived.
Maybe,
Well,
maybe you got into a fight, but the police intervened, the police arrived. So you said, what would you say in this case?
Had it had not
Again.
for the police, had it not for the police,
Had not been, had it not been,
had it not been, been
had it not been for the police,
the police,
comma,
the fight could have got out of hand.
I agree with you. I would say it like this. Had it not been for the police, or hadn't it been for the police? You can use the contractions. Had it not been or hadn't it been for the police? I will go for this one because it is more formal. Had it not been for the police, the fight could have got out of hand. Okay. Then who's there? Who's there? Do you want to try one? Diana? Let me share it with you. Don't worry,
Okay,
Diana.
teacher. It's number 6. Okay. Everything was quiet except for the sounds of birds singing. But for everything was quiet except for the sounds of birds singing. Okay. But
This phrase, Diana, well, everyone here, is very formal, but for plus the thing that caused this for your but for your kisses, I would be dead. Meaning, was it not or were it not for your kisses? This is very, very formal, but for your kisses. Check the structure. But for your kisses, I would be dead. Meaning, if it weren't for your kisses, I would be dead.
Okay.
Okay.
But for the sound of the
but
birds?
for the sound of the birds, everything was quiet. Sorry, everything could be quiet. Let me write it. For all of you. Yeah, it sounds strange. Yeah.
Everything was
would have
quiet
been
except...
teacher, no?
What?
But for the sounds of the birds?
Birds. But for this,
Everything.
Singing. Yeah.
Everything
was... Well,
I would say could be in present. If you are saying this in present, could be quiet. Or if it is in past, could have been quiet. So let's check. It says, sorry. Everything was quiet. So could have been quiet. I think this is what Alex was trying to say. Yes, Alex? That it is in past?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
An imaginary situation in the past, right?
Good. Yes.
everything would have been...
Good. Let me write it. Have been
Everything
quiet.
would have been quiet.
But for the sound of the birds, everything would have been quiet. You said, teacher, but for the sound of the birds, there is no verb. Yes, you are right. Here, we don't have a verb. But for the sound of the birds. So there is no clause. These are the only exceptions when we have a clause, but we don't have a verb. The verb is supposed or implied
but there is a bird, a verb singing because it's both for the sound of the bird singing. No?
Good. Yes. But in this case, yeah, this is the verb. You're right. But you can also omit it. But for the sounds of the birds, everything would have been quiet also. So you're right. This could be like the action that we can add it, but we can also omit it, and it would still be logical. But for your kisses, for example, you don't have a verb, but for your kisses, everything would have been sad. But for your laughter, everything would have been sad. or but and if you want to add a verb, but for your kisses on I don't know. But for your kisses running my lips. Oy, Francho. Ajá. But as we say in Spanish, si no fuera por el sonido, no. Si no fuera por tus besos recorriendo mis labios. Ajá. So this is very poetic, as you can see. Ajá. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's go to number 7.
Teacher,
This is
but
mhm,
for is more formal
more for
than the others twice.
more
The
than more
other.
formal, I would say it is like literary. Uh-huh.
Okay,
That,
okay, okay.
some structures that you can find in books, in poetry. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
Some
Thank
kind
you.
of poetic or narrative descriptions. Uh-huh. Well, so let's go with the next. This is for Gabby again.
Yes, teacher. There would have been far more wars in the last 50 years without the United Nations.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't quite agree with that, but
Yeah.
okay. The United Nations. Chulos de monitos. Uh-huh. Let's hope someday. Uh-huh. So there would have been far more words in the last 50 years
Uh,
without the. Mhm.
maybe if it was not for the United Nations, there would have
Uh,
been
Again, if it was not, or if it weren't,
for the
for the United Nations, if it was not for the United Nations, comma,
there, there
there
would
would have been
more words.
more words. More words. So there will have been more words in the last, let's say, in the last in the last 50 years. Oh, teacher, I love it. So if it was not, or if it were not for the United Nations, there would have been more words in the last 50 years. Oh, okay. Another option? No? No more options? Hello, Lucero. Good night. And all the pozole in the world for you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Sorry for being
God,
late.
God bless pozole. Well, at least you are here. So number 8, Lucero, can you read it?
Yes. We would have been here 2 hours ago, except for the roadworks on the motorway.
Motorway. In this case, check the road works on the motorway were the cause of us being late. So you have to express it using if it had. Who says me? Well, Lucero. Thank you, Lucero.
No.
No, not yet.
Well, yeah, I've tried to figure it out how they are formed.
Okay.
Maybe something like if it had been. That's the thing. I haven't
I
get it
think
at
you need
all.
it in negative.
If it have not been.
If it had not been for what?
For the motorway. I don't know.
For the road what? Road works? No. The what was it?
Number 8.
Roadworks.
Um,
Let me share it. If it had not been for the road works in the what? In the if it hadn't been for the road works, we what?
Mm, I don't know.
If it hadn't been for the roadworks on the motorway, we would have been here 2 hours ago. Oh, I help you with that.
Is it like third conditional?
It is their conditional.
Okay.
Yes, the situation is in the past. Both situations are in the past.
Okay.
So if it hadn't been for the roadworks, we would have been here 2 hours ago. Roadworks on the motor. So it is
Okay.
conditional, as you said. If we couldn't be here 2 hours ago because there were some roadworks on the motor. So if you use third conditional, as you said, an unreal situation in the past, you say if it had not been.
Okay.
If it hadn't been, or if it had not been, I am
But
going to.
so in that case, we have to use well, a part of the sentence in the past. Well, it's like an imagined situation, like it would
An
happen.
imaginary situation in the past that didn't happen.
Okay.
Because we couldn't be here 2 hours ago.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. And next, Rebe. Thank you. Number 9, Rebe.
Yes, teacher.
Let me share the right screen. Ya me hice bolas. Okay. Well, then number 9.
Paul comes from a wealthy family. Otherwise, he could not have gone to the USA to study. So, where it
Where it?
not, for I don't know if it's correct, but I would say Paul's wealthy family.
Okay, again, were it not?
Okay. Were it
Because
not
the
for
words were it not? For what?
maybe Paul's wealthy family or Paul's
For
come
his.
for his
Were it not for his wealthy family,
family.
were it not for his wealthy family,
He wouldn't have gone to study to USA, or I don't remember the second part of the
he
sentence.
wouldn't. He he wouldn't have gone to the USA to study.
Wouldn't have gone to study. Okay.
He would not have gone to study in the USA. So simple and beautiful. It can happen that you are rich and your family is rich. Maybe you are not, but your family. Were it not for my lovely students, I would not have been able to travel last year, for example, because they were here with me paying the courses. So were it not for something. And remember, in this case, the two clauses refer to the past. Because his family was and maybe still is wealthy. but the situation happened in the past. Okay? Well, questions, problems, if you want to take a screenshot of the sentences so that you can rewrite them in your grammar notebook, because you also have a grammar notebook. Well, the grammar section of your notebook. Well, problems, questions. Teacher, as we say in Spanish, dudas peludas. Tan, tan, tan. No? Are you sure? Who has a question? 4, 3, 2. Okay, no questions. Well, then if you have taken a screenshot, well, we can go for the next. Now we are going to talk about some other how do you say this? Conditional, unreal conditionals. But in this case, when we use them in polite request, very formal request. Maybe during a conversation, maybe during a meeting, or in some other context. So unit 84, remember this is for the book Advanced Grammar in Use. I think it is a nice book if you want to go on and search it. Well, letter A victim. Thank you, Alvaro, for being my victim.
Yes. Letter A. In spoken English, we often use if clauses without a main clause. In particular, we use them in polite request, instruction, etc. Continue?
Yes.
Okay. If I might just say a few words, because I want to speak, I think it is important to. Next, if we could get back to the subject of homework, why haven't you done any for the last week? Equal, let's go back to talking about your homework. And to qualify what someone else has said, in this case, if is usually stressed. Letter A. Bill won't be happy if he finds out you've taken his bike. B. If he finds out. And equals, he or she doesn't necessarily agree that Bill will find out, or she or he will make sure that he doesn't.
Does.
Does.
Well, in this case, it is when we use this structure with many phrases in order to make polite request, or in order to introduce something you want to say, or something you want to do. We have a lot of examples. For example, if I could interrupt for a moment, I have a quick question. If I could interrupt, maybe it is logical that I am going to say yes, thank you, go ahead, or it is supposed that I will agree. But you want to be more formal. If I could interrupt, teacher, this is Lucero, teacher, always asking questions. If I could interrupt for a moment, I have a quick question. Lucero always asking questions. So I have a lot of examples like this. Lucero, can you read number 2 and 3, please?
Yes. If I might make a suggestion, perhaps we could consider an alternative approach. If I could just add something to the discussion, I believe it might provide further clarity.
So it is well, these kind of phrases represent a very formal way to ask for permission. And can you read the next 3, Lou, please? I think you also use them a lot, Lou.
Sure, teacher. If I may propose a different perspective, I think it could be worth exploring. If I could briefly share my thoughts, I believe it might contribute to our understanding. If I might request your attention, there's an important point I'd like to address.
So if I might, if I could, if I may, they are very common when we are asking for formal permission or formal request. Okay, number 7, 8, and 9. Ere, please.
Yes. If I could ask for a moment of your time, I have some information to share. If I might express my opinion, I think we should reconsider our strategy.
Our strategy.
If I could suggest a small adjustment, I might enhance
It might.
it might enhance the overall outcome.
To make it better, enhance. To make it better.
Okay. Mhm.
And the last one, if I may bring us back to the main topic, I believe it is crucial for our discussion. So all of these phrases, although they are conditional, they are not really implying a condition. What you are really doing is asking for something in a very formal way. I think it is nice. A nice way to use it. And then we have letter B. This is what we call inversions. I know, for example, Lucero, Alex, Lou, maybe Gabby remembers something about inversions. I don't know. Have you ever studied inversions, Ele?
Yes, I have.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Well, do you
I don't
remember?
remember, but yes.
You don't remember that? When do we use inversions, guys? When is a common moment or a common
When you want to emphasize something, no, or something like that.
first when you want to emphasize something in a very formal way? So in this case, usually in writing or usually in formal speech, let's say when you are talking or speaking formally. So letter B. Let's ask Rebe to read letter B, please.
Yes, teacher. When the first verb is a conditional, if clause is should, were, or had, we can leave out if and put the verb at the start of the clause. See, bueno, we do this particularly in formal or literary English, and only in hypothetical hypothetical conditionals, a type of unreal conditional which answers the question, what would happen if?
So the inversions that they give you, let's read the first. Should any of these cost you anything? Send me the bill. Maybe you are talking to a client because you made a mistake, and you are writing, we are very sorry that we made this mistake. Should any of these mistake cost you anything, send me the bill or send us the bill, meaning that you are the ones who will pay for this. So in this case, instead of saying if any of these should cost, you put should at the beginning, but it is not a question. Remember, we use the auxiliary at the beginning, but it is not a question. Should any of these cost you anything? Send me the bill. Should you need more information? This is very common. Should you need more information, please contact us. Should you have any inconvenience, please let us know. Meaning if you have any inconvenient or if you experience any inconvenient. Well, then, tan, tan, tan. Can you read the next two examples, Rebe?
Yes, teacher. It would be embarrassing were she to find out the truth. If she were to find out. Had they not rushed Joe to hospital, he would have died if they hadn't rushed Joe.
It could be no. It would be sad were my students to leave the course. Oh, I could cry. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, were my students to leave the course, meaning it would be course. And another example: had you not called me, I would have left 20 minutes ago. But you called me on time, so I didn't leave. So I decided to include more examples. For example, polite request. Well, we checked this one a moment ago. Some tan, tan, tan. Let me erase this. Some more examples. Formal requests or suggestions using should, had, or were. This is for Alex. Thank you, Alex. Can you read all the examples? No, Alex? Okay, no, Alex. What about you, Gabby? Thank you.
Yes, teacher. From one number to what number?
To 5.
Okay. Should you require further assistance, please do not hesitate to contact our customer support. Had you any additional questions, our team would be happy to provide clarification. Were you to need additional materials, we would be glad to send them to you. Should you have any concerns, please feel free to reach out to our dedicated support team. Had you not received the updated information, we would appreciate if you could let us know.
So these, as you can see, these phrases are phrases that you can easily find in emails, formal emails. For formal emails, and maybe some other kind of reports, but I would say formal emails for customers or for even for teachers. So should you require further help, further assistance, please do not hesitate to contact your teacher. So these should or had or were or should that you can find at the beginning of the inversion means if. And I think this is one of the most common inversions where you invert the subject and the verb. In this case, we call it inversion because first we have the auxiliary and then we have the subject, not the other way. You should require further assistance, but you need if you should require. But if you want to omit if and make it more formal, you write should at the beginning or had at the beginning or were. Okay. Then some literary examples with inversions like this. You can find them in books or something nice to read. Well, these examples are, well, who wants to read them? Diana, thank you.
Okay, teacher. Literary examples with inversions. Had he known the truth before, he would never have embarked on the perilous
On that perilous
journey.
Meaning dangerous.
Perilous.
Perilous. Yeah, as this is something literary, you will find it together with this kind of nice words. Perilous, meaning dangerous. Had he known, but imagine you are narrating a book. Had he known the truth before, he would never have embarked on that perilous journey. Oh, teacher, you see? So this is very, very. I love these phrases because they give you some kind of perspective in a different context. In this case, literary context. Okay, number 2, Day.
Were she to discover the hidden
The
manuscript?
hidden.
The hidden manuscript, the consequences could be far-reaching.
Far-reaching. Far-reaching. Yeah, like the consequences could have been worse. Far-reaching. Were
Far.
she to discover.
Okay.
But the real thing is that she didn't discover this at this moment. She hasn't discovered this.
Okay. Number 3, had they realized the gravity of the situation, they might have acted differently.
Acted differently.
Have acted?
Differently. So the thing is that they didn't realize the gravity of the situation, and that is why they acted in a horrible way. So had they realized the gravity of the situation, they might have acted differently. Okay.
Okay.
Number 4.
Number 4, were the hero to fail in his quest? Darkness.
To fail. To fail.
To fail in his quest, darkness will descend upon the kingdom.
Really poetic, yeah. Maybe you are reading something epic. Were the hero to fail in his quest. So, but he's not failing, or you don't know if he's failing in the future.
Okay.
So, number 5.
Number 5, should the protagonist choose the wrong path, the story will take an unexpected turn.
Unexpected turn.
Unexpected turn.
You can say good take, maybe from this point to the future or until the future, or good have taken in the past. Should the protagonist choose the wrong path at this moment, the story would take an unexpected turn in the future. So as you can see, you can use it. For example, this one in past, had he known the truth. This sentence is about the past. But were she to discover the hidden manuscript, maybe it is going to happen in the future. Were she to discover, maybe in the present or in the future. Have they realized the gravity of the situation? This is about the past, because you have past perfect here in the structure. Had they realized? Si se hubieran dado cuenta. Had they realized? In the past. And here, were the hero to fail in his quest? Maybe you think it is probable, but you are not sure, or you want to suppose it is not what is going to happen. So, were the hero to fail? You don't know if he's going to fail, but if it happens that he fails, darkness would descend and everyone would be killed. Or this one, should the protagonist choose if the protagonist choose the wrong path. So, or chose the wrong path. This situation is about the present and with some implication in the future. The story would take an unexpected turn, but you expect this not to happen. That is why you use second condition. This is a second condition. Okay, let's do some exercises. Let's see how you do it. Teacher, I hate this. I know. But I love grammar, so sorry. Do you love grammar? Who loves grammar? Tell me. Be honest. Who loves grammar? Okay, I want to know. You love grammar, Alex?
Yes, teacher.
I think Lou was, yeah.
I
Also, Lou
like
loves.
grammar.
Yes?
I like, not love. I just like.
Yeah, well, I am quite a fan of grammar. I know a lot of people say no, you don't need to learn grammar to speak English. Okay, to speak English maybe you don't need to learn grammar, but if you want to get certified in English in these kind of exams, sorry guys. So if your goal is just to speak, I think if you want to learn grammar, it's just an option. But if you want to pass a certification, you need it. So let's read the instructions for the first example, Lou. Thank you. Because she said, I want to read. I want to read the instructions.
Okay, you read my mind.
I know.
Okay. Write a new sentence with a similar meaning to the sentence given. Begin with the word or words given. Number 1, consult your doctor again if the symptoms remain 72 hours after starting the course of medicine. Should the symptoms remain 72 hours after starting the course of the medicine, consult your doctor again.
Is this second or first conditional? Is it happening in the past or in the present?
Well,
Or maybe.
it's in the present because they are recommended.
If this happen, please do this. Well, I am going to open the rooms so that you can work together. So try to read it together and try to give some ideas together. You can also analyze the examples that we have checked. I will send you the link of the presentation again in case some of you don't have it. I don't know who, but in case, copy the link. Well, okay, so I am going to open the rooms. Let me open the rooms, and you will be working with another person. In the case of, if you want to share the screen, you can share the screen. Let me open the breakout rooms. How many? Okay, 4. Be there, go there, please. Well, now we are going to check the answers. Number 2, a volunteer, Ere. Thank you.
Yes, with the second one, yes. You will, wait. Had you not been absent from school on Friday, you will know how to know what to do for homework.
Totally right. But can you start with the first sentence and then the second?
Yes, you will know what you have to do for homework if you had not been absent from school on Friday. So is had you not been absent from school on Friday, you will know what to have to do for homework.
Have you not been have you not been absent from work, from school, sorry. From school on Friday, blah, 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 blah. On Friday, you, well, no, not so easy, yeah? You would You would know. You would know, or you would have known. What would you say? Is the first part in present or in past?
In past.
In past. I think it is in present, because it says you would know at this moment, not you would have known in the past. So, had you not been absent from school on Friday, you would know what to do or what you have to do. Yes, what you have to do for homework. For homework. Okay. Yeah, I am asking this question because it is the kind of thing that you have to reflect during the exam. Especially in reading and use of English part 4. Okay, we are going to practice it with that when everything is together. So number 3, who says me for number 3? Volunteers. I want some volunteers. I don't want to name big teams today. I feel happy, very happy. So,
Me, teacher.
okay, Alex, please.
Claire would have been able to stay with her friends if they were still living in Brussels. Were Claire's friends still living in Brussels?
Okay, you can say that we're Claire's friends, but it depends. You can make it clear here in this clause, or you can make it clear in the second clause. We are going to check. So let's do it with your sentence.
Okay.
Were Claire's friends still living in Brussels? I want to be there. I want to go there. Were Claire's friends still living in Brussels? What?
Comma. She would have been able to stay with them.
She would have been able to stay with them. Okay, Claire's friends, were Claire's friends still living in Brussels? She would have been able. Okay, yeah, because it was in past, both of the sentences.
Could it be she would have been able?
She would have been able? No, she would have been able with having present.
Okay.
Okay. Where she would have been able to stay with them in that moment, in past. Okay, another version, the one that we said. You can say yes. Who says me? No? Okay, you can also say where her friends. Were her friends still living in Brussels? Carol. And then you say, Carol. You make it.
Teacher.
Sorry, Claire. Oh, yes. Claire. Good. Would have been able.
Lovely.
But in this case, you make it clear in the second part of the sentence. In the second clause. So were Claire's friends still living in Brussels, or were her friends still living in Brussels? Carol would have been able to stay with them. But as you can see, you can, it depends on how you want it or how you like. Just to make it, to give it style to your, right? Well, then number 4, who says me? Who says me? Don't chicken out. Remember, this word is for the brave and strong and handsome. Okay. So, yes.
Okay.
Okay, Lou. Thank you.
The shop wouldn't have had to shut down if the workers were prepared to accept a wage cut. Were the workers to be prepared to accept a wage cut, the shop wouldn't have had to shut down.
I think you are right, and at the same time, I think it is almost perfect. But let's check it again. So let's go one by. Well, can you repeat it? Were they
Were
what?
the workers to be prepared to accept a wage cut, comma?
Okay, there are two options, and I think the meaning could be a little bit different. That is why I say you are right, but there are still some.
Not really.
No. There are still some implications. So,
Okay.
were the workers to be prepared? Or how do you say it? How
to be prepared. Yeah.
Were the workers to be prepared to accept
a wage cut?
Wage cut. A salary cut. Horrible. Then cutting salary. The shop
would not have had to shut down.
Would not have had to shut down. But in this case, well, I think you're right. So let's read it together. Were the workers to be prepared to accept the wage cut, the shop would not have had to shut down. Okay. There is another possibility. I don't know if some of you want to say me, teacher Álvaro, Ale, Gaby, Erendira, Ayana, Reve, the new Reve forever. Reve 41. No? Check it. Were the workers ready? Also possible. Were the workers ready? No. Were the workers prepared? Not ready. Were the workers prepared to accept? And the rest is the same.
Blah, blah, blah.
Were the workers prepared to accept the wage cut? The shop would have had not shut down. In the first one, the first sentence is too formal, infinitely formal. But I think it is still correct. But it will be like if they have been born, if the intention was to be prepared, well, maybe as a worker, sometimes you know that it is going to happen, that you have to, sometimes you have to accept some conditions, but it is still some kind of the how do you say this? Like the purpose of the lives were to accept. It is a little bit more where the workers to be prepared. And it is too formal, but I think it is right. Totally right. The second one, I think it is more natural. Were the workers prepared to accept? but they were not prepared. So emphasizing making more emphasis on the thing that they were not prepared.
Teacher,
Yes.
if I have where the workers would have been prepared is incorrect.
Yes, because the would have been
Uh-huh.
is in the second part of the sentence.
Okay. Okay.
The shop. So because remember, in the if clause you don't use would have. Would have is in the other clause, and where means if. So in the same, you cannot have this where that means if. The word that means if in the good clause, in the result clause. No, only in the conditional clause.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. The number 5, I think, cool. Rebe, thank you. Sorry. Not Rebe? Okay, not Rebe. What about you, Alvaro? Do you have it?
Yes. Okay, the sentence said, we shall have to reduce the number of staff employed if the financial performance of the company doesn't improve in the near future. And it could be, should the financial performance of the company not improve in the near future, comma, in the near future, comma, we shall have to reduce the number of staff employed.
We shall or will, but something Ere said, I heard that Ere said, shall is a good option because you don't, well, it is useless to repeat doesn't. So we shall have to
reduce
reduce
the number of staff employed.
Employees, yeah. Staff employees or employed, sorry, employed, yes. Well, so let me put it here. Should the financial performance of the company not improve? Yes. In the near future, we shall have to reduce. Or you can also say we will, but as it is better to use shall because of the level of formality. Shall is more formal than will for the future, even poetical. I shall see you in heaven. Very poetic. So, but I agree with you. It is something that it is more formal than will or will. Well, then number 6. Who says me? Beautiful people. Beautiful people. Who says me?
Me, teacher. Me, teacher.
Okay, let's give the chance to Diana. Rebe. Yes? Yes. Sorry.
I may have considered
I
might have considered taking the job if the salary had been higher.
So first, some questions, Diana. Is the situation in the present or in the past?
In present.
No, not really. It is in the past.
If the
I
salary.
might.
Yes, I have considered in super yesterday, right?
Let's say yes.
Yes.
Yesterday, before yesterday. So
And
had
I might have considered taking the job if the salary had been higher. Have the salary
had the salary
Have the salary been higher?
Being higher, yes.
Have the salary been higher? Mm, is in versus I might have considered taking the
I
job.
might, or you can say I might or I may. Both of them. I may or I might have considered. I think may is more formal. I may have considered.
Okay.
Taking,
I
I
may have considered
taking the job.
taking the job.
Excellent. Excellent, Diana. But the real thing is that the salary was very low.
Ay,
So
comadre.
yes, it happens. So as you can see, you can start the third conditional with had the salary been higher situation in the past. The real thing is that the situation was low, but if the salary had been higher, this is the meaning of this, I might or I may have considered taking the job. But now we make it more formal by putting had at the beginning of the sentence. Had the salary been high, and comma, because it is we need a comma after the if clause when we have the if clause at the beginning. Okay, problems, questions?
A little bit.
No? Who has questions? Who has problems? Who needs a kiss? Kiss. No kisses. Okay, take the screenshot. Take the screenshot if in case you want to check it and correct something. If you see any mistake, please let me know. Okay. Screenshots. Okay, no screenshots. Well, chicos, les digo en español, pero déjenle, le pauseo aquí. Bueno, no, porque es importante. No lo sé. No, esperen. Bye. No, see you.